No problem. If signal, main signal, if it is split into two lines or two signals, and the gap between those two signals is very small, that means what? The lines are very close lying. In fact, sometimes you may have to differentiate these low lines. There are two lines. You find out only by a high resolution spectrum. So if the split lines are very closely lying, that means the gap between them, the difference in energy between them is very narrow. Then, and there are several such lines which are closely lying. Then we call that hyperfine structure. Okay, but fine structure is when the lines are separated by reasonably good distance, not so narrow. They are well resolved. They are separated with by a conspicuous distance, obvious distance, gap. Then we call that fine structure. Now, in case of ESR, the hyperfine structure, the same thing we refer to as hyperfine splitting, is produced due to interaction of the electron with the nuclei around it, neighboring nuclei. Whereas the fine structure is produced, that's what we are going to discuss henceforth. The fine structure is produced with the electrons interaction with electrons itself. Okay, so electron-electron coupling leads to fine structure, whereas electron nuclei coupling leads to hyperfine structure. Now, as the name itself suggests, can we estimate the strength of the couplings between two sets? Strengths of the coupling, because electron nuclei is called hyperfine, whereas electron is called fine. Which strength is more? Interaction strength is more. Interaction strength is more. A stronger interaction is observed in case of electron nuclei or electron-electron. That's my question. See, when I pause during my lecture, it doesn't mean that I am finding words to speak. Asking you a question. Electron nuclear. Varshini, you say it is electron nuclear. No, yeah. Why it's electron nuclear? Fine structure is this. See, the gap between the lines. Okay, fine. Now, have you heard of this coupling constants, right? I think you know coupling constants terms. Example in NMR, the coupling constant is called J, right? And what is the value of J depending on how strong the nuclei have coupled, right? If the strength increases, the J increases. And if the J increases, the lines get separated more and more. Is it not? So that if a main signal is split and the resulting lines are separated by a distance, then the strength is more. Strength of coupling is more actually. Strength of interaction is more. Okay. So since that is called hyperfine, and this is ESR, electron-electron coupling is called fine. In fine structure, the lines are separated by some gap. Therefore, electron-electron coupling is stronger than electron-nuclear coupling in ESR. Fine. Okay. But again, there is a caveat. There is a rider on this. What is that rider? While electron-nuclear coupling is a very commonly observable phenomena, because you know molecules mostly they contain hydrogens. So electron can easily couple with hydrogen which has I is equal to half. Therefore, the lines will definitely get split. If not any other magnetically active nuclei with I is equal to non-zero, at least hydrogen will be there almost always in organic molecules at least. In inorganic molecules, there are many metals with I is equal to non-zero. So interaction happens. Whereas the fine structure of ESR is not common. There are some conditions when this fine structure is observed. What is the condition? First of all, as I told you, since this is electron-electron coupling, there must be at least how many electrons in the system? There must be how many electrons in the system here? At least how many electrons? I mean, this is the reason I did not record the lecture and send, because I wanted to involve you in the discussion. Yes, how many electrons are required now? Because now we are talking about electron coupling. At least 2, right? Because the electron cannot couple with itself. Minimum 2. For any interaction, you require 2. Even in our real world, if you are interacting with somebody, at least there have to be 2 persons. You cannot interact with your own self. Okay. So electron have to be 2. But how should their spins be? Can there be 2 electrons with one parallel and the other anti-parallel spin or opposite spins? No. Then the whole system becomes ESR inactive. Is it not? What is the primary condition for a system to be, for a molecule or a chemical species to be ESR active? It should contain at least 1 electron unpaired. Is it not? Please remember this. It should contain 1 electron unpaired minimum. Now, yeah, such systems we have studied before. Now we are moving into one more, another case where a molecule contains 2 electrons unpaired. Okay, 2 electrons unpaired. In such a case, when a molecule contains 2 electrons unpaired, what is the S value of the system? What is the S value of the system? Yeah. Looking for an answer? What's the S value of a system? Capital S. If there are 2 unpaired electrons. Okay. 1. Okay, correct, Sangeeta. It is 1. Very good, Sangeeta. Fine. Okay, it is 1. Good, Renikesh. Now, fine. Very good. So, now we have S is equal to 1. We have a system. Now, how many MS values possible for the system? If S is equal to 1. Till now, all the discussions we have made, what was the S value of a single electron there? What was the S value of a single unpaired electron there?
Half.
Good, half. And how many energy levels the half got split into? MS values, I'm asking. What are the possible MS values if S is equal to half? Okay, what's the possible MS values? If S is equal to half, what are the MS values? S is equal to plus half and, sorry, MS is equal to plus half and minus half, correct. So, fine. But since now S is equal to 1, what are the MS values possible? What are the MS values possible? Yes. Yeah. We can't unmute. Why is happening? Okay. Can you unmute now? Yes, you can unmute.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Yeah. What are the possible values now? Yes, good. Divya gave the answer. +1, 0, -1. So you write an energy level for this. In presence of external magnetic field, how many energy levels do you get? In presence of external, of course, in absence of magnetic field, all these MS values are degenerate. MS states are degenerate. So that's no point. In presence of a field, external magnetic field, how many states should you get? States of unequal energy. 3, right? MS is equal to
3.
Yes, good. MS is equal to good. Which is the lower energy state?
+1.
-1, yeah. Which is the lower energy state? Beta state for S is equal to half. Minus half is lower energy or plus half is lower energy?
Minus half.
I told you this, right? Don't make, I mean, this is a very common point, confusion can happen. I told you in NMR, plus half is lower energy. In ESR, minus half is lower energy. Didn't I tell you this? Then why do you make such basic mistakes? Right. So minus half, of course, is the lower energy there. Here, the lower energy is the -1. So -1, 0. And what is the selection rule? What is the selection rule for a transition in ESR?
Plus or minus 1, 0.
What? When I tell selection rule, you should tell delta what? Delta?
Delta MS is plus or minus 1.
That's it.
Delta ME.
Anyways, anyway, we are not looking into the nuclear coupling. Mi doesn't come into picture here because that's the nuclear coupling. Mi. Just tell delta ms. Very good answer. Delta ms is equal to plus or minus 1. So now looking at these energy levels, how many transitions are possible? Applying the selection rule. How many transitions are possible? 2, right? From -1 to 0 and 0 to +1. 2 transitions are possible because in both these transitions, delta ms comes to 0 minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 0 is 1. So that's the point. And now very important question. What is the delta E of both the transitions? Is it equal or unequal? Delta E for both the transitions.
Equal.
Yes, good. So how many lines should you observe in the spectrum?
One,
Very
sir.
good. 1, because although there are 2 transitions, but both are of equal energy, the 1 line you should observe in the spectrum. Very good. So if our actual spectrum had matched our expectation, only 1 line, then we would not have coined this term called zero field splitting. But actually it is not happening. Practically, we are observing 2 lines in the spectrum. So what has happened now? What should have happened now? Basically, you tell me. If we are observing 2 lines, then what should have happened to these energy levels? Basically, take a guess.
They may differ.
What?
They may differ by small change.
What? Yes. Okay. I'll just tell you a technical way of answering this question. See, when the energy levels are degenerate energy levels are split due to a field, either external field or internal field, or electric field or magnetic field, whatever it is called, and you get splitting in this pattern, that is equal splitting, right? 0 to +1 the energy difference and 0 to -1 energy difference are same. So such splitting is called symmetrical splitting. Okay, symmetrical splitting. Now if symmetrical splitting happens and your selection rules allow different transitions, most of the times all transitions occur at the same energy region, you get single lines. But when you are observing multiple lines, I told you 2 lines here, then what type of splitting should have happened? Symmetrical split or unsymmetrical splitting? What type of splitting should have happened? Unsymmetrical splitting. That means after splitting, the energy levels are not like this. But why is the question now? Then we should answer the reason for this unsymmetrical splitting. Of course, we are not looking into interaction with the nuclei. We are looking into electron-electron interaction because there are 2 electrons now. So the most obvious way we can address this unsymmetrical splitting is looking at the influence of spin of an electron on the other, or the mutual influence of the spins of the electrons. Fine. So what happens now? Now let us take S is equal to okay. Yes, fine. So this is what happens. This is called unsymmetrical splitting. Fine. So what has happened in this unsymmetrical splitting? You can see. Okay. You can see the ms is equal to +1 and ms is equal to -1 have become degenerate first. Fine, have become degenerate first. In absence of a field, the splitting was always like this: -1, 0, +1. All 3 states were of different energy. But because of zero field splitting, ms is equal to plus and -1 have become degenerate. and ms is equal to 0 is one more energy level. But now we have to answer why this has become degenerate. This thing we have to answer. And further, why there is an unsymmetrical splitting. The answer for this lies in something called dipolar coupling. Fine. In fact, this is zero field splitting. Yeah. After the splitting of the seam, in absence of zero field splitting, okay, fine. I'll ask a question now. In absence of zero field splitting, how many energy levels of equal energy? All three are of equal energy. -1, +1, 0. In absence of zero field splitting, in absence of external magnetic field. Please remember, in absence of zero field splitting, in absence of external magnetic field, all three will be degenerate. Due to zero field splitting, the degeneracy is lifted and you get two energy levels. ms is equal to 0. The other level, the energy level is doubly degenerate. It contains m is equal to +1 and -1 state of equal energy, doubly degenerate. So this is zero field splitting. Now, if you now apply the field, see, you can record an ISR spectrum only by applying field, is it not? So when you apply field, what happens? Zero, of course, is unaffected by external magnetic field. Why? Because the s is equal to 0 is aligned perpendicular to the direction of the external magnetic field always. Example, even if you have a external magnetic field's direction vector here, that's the z component of the external magnetic field, you see the ms is equal to 0 is always aligned perpendicular. So when it is aligned perpendicular, absolutely there is no interaction between these two. So whether there is field or not, the energy of ms is equal to 0 is same. This is important. Whether there is field or not, the energy is 0. I mean, the energy of ms is equal to 0 is same. Only for those states which are not aligned perpendicular, in the sense they are aligned with an external magnetic field with some angles theta, and depending on the theta value, you have the energy of those states either raised or fallen. ms is equal to +1 state raises in energy and ms is equal to -1 falls in energy. Fine. Same thing happens here. You see 0 is unaffected, +1 is raised in energy, -1 is falling in energy. And this rise and fall is unsymmetrical. Now you can see three energy levels, right? Which are those three energy levels? ms is equal to, and in presence of field, please mind you, in presence of field, zero field splitting is in absence of field, two energy levels. Before zero field splitting, three energy levels degenerate. And now you look at the spacing, unsymmetrical. So now you apply a selection rule. There are two transitions, of course, which are not degenerate, which are not of equal energy. From ms is equal to -1 to 0, one transition, and ms is equal to 0 to +1, another transition. ms is equal to 0 to +1 has higher energy because the delta is more. So you have two lines in the actual spectrum. Fine. So what happened? What happened which gave rise to zero unsymmetrical splitting? This is a question. Answer lies in the dipolar interaction of the electrons. Now, since both the electrons, now I mean the same thing what I told you. Now, because of this unsymmetrical splitting, the delta I is no longer same. You get two lines in the spectrum. You compare this with hypothetical spectrum without zero field splitting. You should have got a single line. I mean, this is actually a schematic representation of the spectrum, yeah, the first derivative of the spectrum. You get two lines. Fine. So that's what. And what is the reason for two lines? Then we should look into the dipolar interaction between the electrons. When you have dipolar interactions, the spin of the one electron produces a magnetic field around it actually, which influences the magnetic field experienced by the other electron. Okay, so when both the electrons are paired, pair, plus half and minus half, such thing doesn't happen because the spin themselves have got cancelled. There is no net magnetic field at all for a singlet system. But now we are thinking of a triplet system. Both the electrons are having upspin, right? So a spin of this produces a spinning charged particle produces magnetic field always. So electron is a charged particle which is spinning, produces a magnetic field around it. The other electron is also a charged particle spinning, produces a magnetic field. Because of the interactions of these two magnetic fields internally, the strength of the external magnetic field experienced by these states differ. Okay, so +1 state experiences an higher magnetic field, therefore raises in energy too much, whereas -1 state experiences a lower magnetic field and falls in energy like this. Okay, so this gap now, for example, where should have been your if there was no zero field splitting, your energy levels would have been here, right? Your energy levels are exactly here. Now you can superimpose this energy level on this you can superimpose and see what's the difference in the unsymmetry, how much unsymmetrical it has become. So if you take that gap, that becomes your dipolar coupling constant. It is represented by D, dipolar coupling constant, right? So you can calculate actually D also by looking at the spectrum. That's what happens. So this is called zero field splitting. Zero field splitting is splitting of the energy levels before the application of external magnetic field. In presence of external magnetic field, definitely MS gets split. That is not strange. But why does it split before the application of the field? That is because dipolar interaction of two electrons between themselves, 0 and ±1. So this is what happens in zero field splitting. Now, linked with this zero field splitting, there is one more thing called Cramer's degeneracy or Cramer's theorem. So what does this mean? This is very obvious, not very new thing to us. If there are even number of unpaired electrons, like the example we chose previously, there were 2 electrons, unpaired, even number, there will be definitely a state with ms is equal to 0 always. But in case of odd electron species, if there are 3 unpaired electrons, example, what is the S value, capital S value, if there are 3 unpaired electrons?
3 by.
Very good, yeah, 3 by 2. And what are the ms values for 3 by 2?
4.
What are the ms values? Of course, there are 4, of course. What are those? Which are those ms values? Minus
Plus
3
3
by
by 2.
minus half,
3 by 2.
minus half, plus half, plus 3 by 2. You don't get ms is equal to 0 state. Is it not? Yes. So ms is equal to 0 state is possible only when there are even number of unpaired electrons. And for ms is equal to 0 state is not found in case of odd number of unpaired electrons. In such a case, this is very important. Now the Cramer's theorem comes into picture. In such a case, even after zero field splitting, the spin states with opposite ms value remain degenerate, and this is called Cramer's degeneracy. Let us understand this with the help of a picture. Okay, you see this? These are the degenerate 4 energy levels for S is equal to 3 by 2. Minus ms is equal to minus 3 by 2, ms is equal to minus half, plus 3 by 2, and plus half. All 4 are degenerate. And when they are degenerate, when there was no zero field splitting and there was no external magnetic field, they were degenerate. Now, what does zero field splitting mean? The splitting of the spin states due to dipolar interaction within the electrons itself. And there is no requirement for an external magnetic field for zero field splitting. So now the condition is, what is the condition here? ZFS is equal to 0, H is equal to 0. What is H? Always representation for an external magnetic field. It is also called H naught, sometimes HZ. So H naught is equal to 0. All 4 states are degenerate. Absence of external magnetic field, but there is zero field splitting because this is a case of 2 electrons, or this is a case of 3 electrons system. 3 unpaired electron system. Definitely zero field splitting will be there. And how do you split now? How do you split for a zero field splitting in case of even number of electrons? You split like this always. 0, you don't alter the energy. Plus and minus 1, you keep higher energy. Doubly degenerate. But in case of odd unpaired electrons, same plus half and minus half, same values, opposite charge, opposite directions, become degenerate. Ms is equal to plus half minus half, and Ms is equal to plus half plus 3 by 2 minus 3 by 2. 2 sets of energy levels you get, each set containing 2 degenerate states, plus half and minus half, plus half and plus and minus 3 by 2. Now when the application of external magnetic field, which you have to do to record the external to record the ESR spectrum, the degeneracy of these Kramer's doublets. Okay, please notice this term which I have used now, Kramer's doublets. So what are these Kramer's doublets? Those are doubly degenerate states which of equal S value but opposite signs, equal MS values but opposite signs. Kramer's states, Kramer's doublets, they further split. See this, minus 3 by 2 is the lowest energy, plus 3 by 2, minus half, plus half. Now you apply your selection rules. Selection rules allows transitions if delta ms is equal to 1. So possibility is minus 3 by 2 to minus half because the difference is 1, minus half to plus half because again the difference is 1, plus half to 3 by 2. So you find 3 lines in the spectrum, and the splitting is fully unsymmetrical. You can see delta E1, delta E2, delta E3, all delta E's are unequal. This is what happens in the spectrum. So now after knowing these two terms, Kramer's degeneracy and zero field splitting, at least you should be able to write the splitting under different conditions. When there is even number of unpaired electrons and odd number of unpaired electrons. Splitting in absence of external magnetic field but presence of ZFS. And splitting, next splitting in presence of external magnetic field. So that is what you should. Of course, Kramer's degeneracy is observed in many systems. Example, particularly the complex ions, inorganic complex ions, which contain metal atom like chromium 3, a D3 system, manganese D5 system. They all show Kramer's degeneracy. And the case we were studying, 3 by 2 case, S is equal to 3 by 2. The practical example for that is chromium 3, which has 3 unpaired electrons on it, and S is equal to 3 by 2. Therefore, you observe 3 lines for chromium, of course. And these 3 lines, we are not including the interaction with the nucleus around it. We are including the interaction of the electrons on the metal ion. And you can differentiate zero field splitting and Kramer's degeneracy, and it leads you to valuable structural information. Particularly, it leads to valuable information on the number of electrons, unpaired electrons in the metal ion. Of course, you can calculate that using magnetic moment values also. But this is also one way of calculating.